Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More. We're back at the laundromat where we had a lot of drama this week with our cleaning personnel. So we'll talk about that, see if it hurt us at all. And as you can see, it is a snowy day in Colorado in April. Had a few inches of snow last night. Most of it's melted now, but definitely not a fun car Friday, more of a truck Friday. And we'll see what the laundromat looks like now because we hired a new cleaning person. And we'll see. They didn't prop the door open, so that's good. So far, it's not bad. It looked awful in here on Monday because the cleaning lady quit over the weekend, didn't tell us, and came in here Monday and it was rough. Oh, that door's open. So, lint trays are emptied. That's good. And it's open because she's here cleaning. So that's good. It wasn't left open. So that's a really good sign. Now, we'll check quarters. We'll see how much money's here, too. And then we'll also show you, of course, there was an issue with some machines as soon as I got there. Someone had dumped massive amounts of soap in the top dispenser, which is really meant for softener. You can just put a cup of soap in the machine itself, and that's all you really need. But they had dumped so much soap in there that it clogged up the whole thing, and the washer stopped working because water could not get through there. So took that all apart, cleaned that up, started the machine, and it worked. So machine fixed, and that's one of our better machines. So hopefully people realize they don't need that much soap. You can put soap in there, and if you put just a cup, you're fine. And that's all you need. You don't even really need that much, honestly. So a lot of these machines have soap in them left over, and usually when I run a machine and I don't have any soap in there at all, it still has enough soap in there from other cycles that you're fine. All right, checking the change machine. I have not filled this up all week. We've been so busy with the new liquor store trying to get it ready to go. So busy with other issues, and the cleaning lady I've been here, but I have not had to fill this up. So it wasn't quite as empty as I thought it would be for us not having to fill it up all week. Now I fill it up on Monday, but then since Monday I haven't been here. And Monday was almost empty. We took over $1,400 out of it again. Our record is $1,461. We did that last week. Our record sales for the week was last week too, with over $2,700 we pulled out of the machines and vending, washers and dryers and vending. So I was thinking we were gonna have a really good week, but then we had the cleaner drama, and it got really dirty in here, and I felt like not as many people were coming during the week as normal. And so I think that was kind of confirmed by seeing the change machine having more quarters in it than I thought it would have. But I'm still going to fill this thing up to the brim so we don't run out of quarters over the weekend. Of course, we'll check this money. We'll count that up, see what we've got. We'll show you the sales chart at the end and how much cash we collected. We'll see how much is in. Oh, that one did not reset. There we go. So, not a ton of cash in here, but it can be deceiving. Right? It can look like there's a massive amount of cash in there, but it could be all ones, or it could look like there's not that much, and there could be lots of 20s. So we'll count that and see what it is. Now, of course, we check the vending machines too, see how they did. Last week was a really good week for the vending machines. Had record amounts in this one, in the pop machine. Soap machine was okay. That's not nearly as heavy as last week. Not nearly as heavy. So yeah, we'll see what's going on. Definitely need more chips and some more snacks in there. We'll fill that up. And then we'll check with Pop Machine too and see how it's doing. But yeah, definitely less money in there than normal. I don't show all of this, I'll just show snippets of it. Just because people like vending machines being filled up for some reason. So, there you go. The Pop Machine's been doing much better lately. So we'll see if it's still doing better. I keep forgetting to get Sprite. I know we need Sprite. So I know that's going to be gone because I forgot again. Sprite's low. Mountain Dew's a little low. The rest isn't too bad. This one takes dollar bills, so that's nice. There's a decent amount of money in there. And then we'll check the bill acceptor. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, there's some money in there. We'll count that up, see what we've got. And then I think I need to get more pop or soda again soon. People say I shouldn't say pop, but that's what I usually say, so sorry. And then yeah, filling up this guy. So much more fun and easier to do than the snack vending machine. And we'll check the soap machine, and oh, not much has gone from there at all. We are not going to have many sales in here. And then, oh, sorry, when I edited it, I did not do a good job of showing the lack of quarters we have in the trays, but it wasn't very much. You'll just have to trust me. Maybe you can hear from the quarters dumping in the bucket how few there are. That's what I'm going with. And while I'm doing this, someone had an issue here. They were putting money in the machine, and it wasn't taking it, so while I'm there, I could fix it. It's funny, too, because I'm like, oh, someone actually put back the cover that no one hardly ever puts back on here. And then it had the star screwdriver screws. Not star, but like weird, like, I don't know what, maybe it's called the star.
I know what you said, of course, someone had actually put the lid.
In my fashion, I took the screws off, I opened this up, I looked at something, and then it started working fine. So, that's how I fixed it. Here is the soap vending machine. 91, that's not very much. We haven't had that little in a while. And then that's the snack vending machine. Last week we had like $80 in there. Definitely not going to have that much this week. That's like 30 some, right? Yeah. And then we've got the soda slash pop. Almost knocked that bucket over. If you're counting along, it should have been 13. And then there's a gold coin in there, so that is, I don't know if it's not real gold, but a dollar coin. It looks gold. No other ones, because those will jam up my machine. Not bad. 113, we'll add the other money into there, we'll show you at the end. So now, of course, we check the machines to see what's in them. And I'm curious to see. Oh, there's not very much in that one. You can see my bucket was already pretty full. That's the quarters we took out on Monday, so I empty these machines, my big machines, twice a week. And there was a lot of money in them again on Monday. So I was hoping we'd have a really, really good week. But then, like I said, I think the weekend was really good. During the week was not as good. So it's always tricky talking about employees and what happened. But based on the text messages my old cleaner sent me, I don't feel too bad about talking about this situation. And also talk about what happened for other business owners too and how we handle it and different things. So I had a cleaner who'd worked for me a while. We had some other cleaners too. My first cleaner was real good. Oh yeah, I need to tie my shoe. But she hurt her back and couldn't do it anymore. So then we hired another kind of cleaner. They're doing okay. They're like a professional cleaning company, but they didn't seem to do that great compared to some other ones. And we hired another cleaner who I was going to kind of replace that professional cleaner with. And having them both together kind of worked out really well. They kind of alternate days, and it worked out. But then they kind of couldn't get along, and then the other company wasn't really showing up when they said they were. That's a really good buck, so that's a good sign. Last week we overflowed this bucket with our record. So we just kept the one cleaner, and worked out pretty good for a while. She kept things clean, which is good for the most part. But then lately had a few issues. One, the hours she is charging skyrocketed the last month or so. And there's really no reason for it. It wasn't like it was any dirtier or anything like that. And so that was kind of a red flag. And then she kept propping the door open with rocks. And not like a big rock that held the, like, you know, the end of the door open. She'd put little rocks in the door jamb between the door frame and hinges. And last week, after I asked her not to do that multiple times, she kept doing it. Well, the door stopped working and it was not shutting right. So luckily we were able to adjust it. It was an easy fix, but again, pretty frustrated. She kept doing that, and she'd do it on a day like today when it's 71 degrees in the laundromat. It's 35 outside. She would prop the door open for hours while she was in there working the whole time. And I understand. It gets hot if you're working. Sometimes I get hot when I'm, you know, doing stuff in here, fixing machines. When I'm mopping or cleaning sometimes, which does happen, I get hot too. But I've never propped the door open because I know that freezes out my customers, and then I'm also paying to heat the outside. And I don't want to do that. So I asked her to do that. She just kept doing it. And then the other really big issue was she complained how bad it smelled all the time in there, and it never smelled that bad to me. Well, we kept finding the mop bucket just full of black water with the mop sitting in it, and I think it might have smelled really bad because she wasn't cleaning the mop and leaving it in the disgusting water and not emptying that water. So now it's more of a common sense thing. If you're cleaning, you should throw the mop, not have the mop in the mop bucket, clean out your mop stuff. Pretty simple, easy stuff to do. And so I had talked to her, told her these things, and just extremely confrontational, blaming me mostly for all these issues, and saying she couldn't empty it because it's too far to go outside and the door locked at night, even though she propped the door open all the time. And even though she usually didn't close late at night when it was closed, but during business hours, and just a lot of that. So I had actually made a video about some of these issues, and pretty frustrated when the door stopped working last week, and then I think she saw my video and then got real upset and said she's going to sue me and all this stuff, and told me to take the video down. But that video made me over $1,000 on TikTok, so I'm not going to take that down. But I didn't say anything that wasn't true either, and it's a public place, but lots of issues there. I didn't show her face or anything or say who she was either. But she stopped cleaning this weekend, and so I was hoping to find someone and get them started, but she quit, didn't tell me. Came in on Monday, or one customer told me it's pretty dirty in there, so I came in there first thing Monday. It was real nasty. I mopped, cleaned everything. Nikki helped me out a little bit too. Been interviewing people all week. Had like a couple people not even show up, and then yeah. Anyway, we found someone, and they started, and they're doing a great job. So that's good. Hopefully that continues. And yeah, that cleaning lady sent me some real nasty texts. Just I won't repeat what was said in those, and don't feel too bad about how that situation worked out after all said and done. And probably should have done something sooner, but she did do a decent job of cleaning and knew how to clean a laundromat, so that was kind of the trade-off. All right, in those machines, sorry I got distracted. Another laundromat token from another laundromat. I keep finding those. Had a decent amount in the buckets, definitely a decent amount. I don't think we're not going to break last week's record for sure, because I had overflowing buckets last week, but I still think we did pretty good. So we'll see how all this looks. I sped it up to save some time. Try to get 3,000 quarters at least from each bucket, and we have over 3,300 from the big washers, so that's good. So we should have over 6,000 here. We'll see what it ends up with, and of course we'll put it in our chart. Of course we'll check the dryers too. I managed not to dump too many quarters this time, but it does. Every week I oh man, I shouldn't fill my bucket so full. Every week I keep doing it anyway. So, and still looking for silver, not seeing much. That's okay. But anyway, again with the cleaning lady, I think we had a slow week, probably because it's dirty. And then I also know that she probably was telling everybody and anybody who she could how awful I am and how bad the laundromat is too. So, and I talked to a few people who confirmed that with me, and then I kind of I left out most of it, but said a few things, and like, yep, we know. So, anyway, we'll see how all that plays out. Over 6,500, that's good. That's really good. All right, we'll check the dryers here too, and see what we've got in those. Not awful start. Quite a few. I also came in early. That lady was asking if she could open the dryer while it was still being used. I'm like, yep, no problem. I also came in here real early today because I have so much stuff going on with the 2 laundromats and liquor store and different things. So I could have had even more money had I come in later during the day. And usually Friday is pretty busy in the afternoon as well. but that's okay. Still had a good week. We'll see how good it is in just a little bit. Dryers have been working pretty well. We did have one last week that pulled an error code, reset it, it seemed to be fine. The dryers definitely seem to have like, well, I should say that. They have problems too. When a dryer has an issue, it tends to be more serious than a washer. Like the washers have drain issues. I had another drain issue this week on another washer that we fixed. Hopefully it stops having it. You know, a door issue on one, you have to reset it every time. It works fine. We had the soap issue there. So it's stuff that's kind of easy to fix. It takes some time, but it's easy to fix. When the dryer has an issue, a lot of times it's a broken part, a heating element, something more serious. So they tend to not break as much or have as many issues, but when they do break, it can be worse. But this isn't bad. A pretty good amount in here.
Yep. Thank you.
And a few more to go. Let's see what we've got. Again, I don't think we're setting a record. A pretty decent amount. And you can see our floor looks real dirty right now. Honestly, if you clean a laundromat, it's usually dirty the next hour. Just people walking on it. And that floor is real old and just has a lot of stains too. So in a perfect world, I would take all those tiles out and just have concrete in there. It wouldn't show dirt, it looks so much better. I'm just not sure when in my perfect world that's going to happen, just because we've got so many things going on. Just like the other day, you know, I've got my office and we have a dumpster right by my office, and I own the building, and it's where the grocery store is and different stuff. Well, our fence fell down, or someone knocked our fence down on the side of the dumpster thing, so it looks pretty crappy. And then someone left a shopping cart there the other day. Well, the shopping cart had no markings on it, wasn't from Safeway or Food King or anything, or else we'd return those. So I'm like, looks like the liquor store just got a free shopping cart. But I'm like, oh, we really should fix this fence, it looks bad. And I'm just like, you know, that fence is like number 1007 on things we have to do right now as far as priority. So eventually it'll get done, but we have so much going on with the flips and liquor store remodel and different stuff that it's a very, very busy time. But we still have time to do laundromat videos. You know, sometimes I have to finish them at home and not the office, and my audio's messed up, and I apologize for that. But today we're doing all the audio in the office, and hopefully it's better. And we'll see. Over 2,000's good from the dryers. Over 2,200's better. Our record was what, 26 something, I think. One day we'll have over 3,000 from the dryers, and that'll be a fun day. Hopefully. I mean, I guess it's possible we never do that, but I mean, I would think we would. Okay, that's decent. All right, let's look at our sales chart and see what we've got. All right. Of course, we started in December of 2023. I took over the laundromat in September of 23. Shut it down. It was already shut down. It was a lease I took over. But we repaired some machines, brought in some machines. Then the fall of 2024, we brought in more machines, some of the 80-pounders, bigger ones, bigger dryers. And I've been really wanting to get like $2,500 a month, because I figured that if I got $2,500 a week, sorry, not a month, a week, that increase would pay for the machines that I bought and installed this last fall in like a year. So that was when we were bringing in about $1,800 a month, if you could see that. And we put it in those machines. And it took a little bit. At first I was worried. I'm like, oh, we're not having much of an increase. But then things got better. We had one real crazy down week. Ignore that little guy. But then we started climbing more and more, doing better and better. We'd have a little down week once in a while. But overall, we were starting to average 2,200, and I'm like, sweet. And then we had our record last week, and this week, 2,314. So still pretty good. Lower than last week. Last week was a record we smashed almost, was it over 2,700? Yeah, like 2,700. This week, 2,300, still more than we've been getting the last few weeks. Really good to see. Hopefully this weekend's real busy, and hopefully we didn't chase off some customers with the cleaning lady issues, but we'll see. And yeah, doing better. It's very clean in there now. Machines are working. Most of the customers seem happy. We'll try to keep them warm and not have the door propped open anymore. And we'll see how this all plays out in spring and summer. All right. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all the comments, feedback. We'll have more videos on the laundromats. We had the little one yesterday. Of course, we'll have updates on the other businesses, flips, rentals, all of that coming up here soon as well.